Hey again gamers, Tyler Oliver here, taking a look at another game for you. Today we're looking at Castle by Snails Animation, available on their own website and on the Desura client for $4.99. I'm going to go ahead and say up front, it's worth your money. Let me just end the mystery right now. For $5, you can't ask for more out of a game than this one here. Castle, as you'll read everywhere, you build a castle, you defend it from threats, you make the king happy. This is how you get more money and proceed. Mechanics are pretty straightforward. It operates similar to a claw machine that you may have seen in an arcade and tried to win a stuffed animal and only gotten frustration out of the box. However, in this case, you are taking pieces of castle and lining them up in the correct column and putting them in the correct order. And that all seems well and good. Things are pretty easy in the first couple of levels. And then the threats are gradually introduced and the threat density spikes. You're going to see a variety of things here to arrest your progress in your castle building, and all of it is going to piss you off as you get later on into this game. I had a load of fun with it, and it's a gem, really. Out of all the stuff I've played lately, this one sticks out for me. All the more impressive, we were actually approached with this game, and I'm very, very glad that they came to us. This is their first PC download for Snails Animation, and everything else that they've done is Flash animation, and it shows. Everything runs pretty smooth, and they've shown a lot of skill and a lot of attention paid in the development of the game. Progressing on about the game itself, the music is kooky and wacky, and everything fits in right where it should. The difficulty curve, though, this is the good part. If you're one of those gamer legends like you know I am, and you really dig a good challenge, you're going to appreciate it once you hit level 9, 10 and proceed. The castle design gets really, really wacky. It's like Tim Burton had something to do with this. And the threats become absurd. Dealing with one or two at a time is fine, but everything at once, it is just glorious, and the chaos is never ending. Each enemy poses a unique threat to your castle and your building process. Some of them start fires, some of them remove pieces, some of them remove entire columns. Each and every threat will either prevent you from building or undo what you've done, and you have a specific item keyed to dealing with a specific threat. In the case of the chickens that I've come to hate, I'm more than glad to say your method of dealing with them is a fireball, and let's say right out of the gate, you cannot have too many fireballs. If knights come to stop you from building, you can drop an anvil on them. If moles come around and try to undermine your castle building, you drop dynamite on them. So very appropriate responses to various threats. In the beginning of each level, you're starting out with a silhouette of a castle, and that sort of gives you an idea up front of the difficulty that you're looking at. And I remember looking at the castle for level 9 and feeling just overwhelming sorrow for what was ahead. So like I said, check it out on their website, snailsanimation.com, or take a look at it on the Desura client, which you may or may not be familiar with. It's not so dissimilar from Steam. You can find a lot of great indie titles there. It's definitely worth looking at. Yeah, it's a free client. You may as well go ahead and check it out. This game is $5 in both places, and it certainly gets a recommendation from me, a snazzy gold star, as it were. I think you should check it out, and while you're there, make sure you greenlight it for Steam. I'd like to see some exposure for these guys, for this development company, and I'd like to see what else they could do. Specifically, seeing if they could put Castle on like a tablet format or something like that. I think it would be a great title for something like that, if that were available. So, coupled with this video review, I have a written review to go right along with it that takes a much more in-depth look at what you're going to be playing and will answer some specific questions. Also, take a look at my first play experiences on YouTube. I got about 20 minutes worth of playtime just to get a first impression of it and just kind of give you a look-see what you can expect out of the game. If you like these reviews, please leave us a comment below, and I'll certainly take a look at it. If it's criticism but not too mean, I won't ignore you, I swear. Also, these reviews, I'm partnered with Take This Studios. You can find them at support.takethisstudios.com, which is their Patreon site. It's a crowdfunding site that you may be familiar with, similar to Kickstarter or something along those lines, but tailored more towards gaming and things like that. So it's a wonderful thing. You should check it out. You can become a donator, and they offer certain rewards for these things. You know, $1 or $2 get you a thank you and a virtual handshake. $5 and up though, you start getting some actual rewards, some payback on your dedication. Like everything from open betas to later on getting game assets from the developers and things along those lines. And of course, every donation will help them meet the goals that they're trying to achieve and get them better equipment to bring you better products. Everything from pizza to new software, just whatever they need to get these games out to you, to get you game assets, to get you advice, tutorials on things for making your own games. So definitely give it a look. Again, that's support.takethisstudios.com. We'll see you next time.